Hey everyone, Pastor Nathan here. We're continuing our discussion about Job. We're in Job part 6 now, so we're in chapter 38 following. And just a little bit of a recap to get where we are today. Job and his three friends for the last 34 chapters. Job, his three friends, and Elihu have been talking about two questions. One is why suffering, and then the other is what is wisdom. So the Job has been asking, like, why me? Why all of a sudden am I suffering? I didn't do anything wrong, Lord. This is not right. His three friends and Elihu are answering him by saying, well, we all know why you're suffering. It's the divine retribution principle. God is holy. He hates sin. Sinners are punished and suffer. You're suffering, therefore you must have sinned. This gets at the tension that we see actually throughout the book, because in chapters 1 and 2, we know why Job is suffering. Job is suffering because Satan loves to produce suffering, and God sometimes allows that to take place in order to test us and in order to refine us as his people. We get this from 1 Peter chapter 1. So chapters 33 through 37 is a big argument, like why suffering and what is wisdom. Because ultimately, Job is questioning God's wisdom in saying, like, why am I suffering? Why are you allowing me to suffer? So at the very end of chapter 37, Job and Elihu answers Job, and at the end of his argument towards Job, his monologue towards Job, he says, "Here comes God. God's coming on clouds and wings of lightning and thunder and dark cloud and thick smoke. He's coming to answer you, and God is coming to answer Job." Job gets, kind of more than he bargained for in some sense, because God decides to meet Job. And in doing so, God does get at the question, why suffering? But he doesn't get there directly. He gets there roundabout through the question of wisdom. And he starts by asking Job some divine rhetorical questions about the natural order, about the world, about how things operate. He asks questions about weather, about where animals are, about why animals function the way that they function, like the ibis. Who gave the ibis the wisdom to know what to do when the Nile floods? Who's the one who gives the rooster the wisdom to know when to crow? Who's the one who gives the clouds wisdom? Who set all this stuff up and how they function and how they work? Do you know, Job? Because I do. Job, under kind of the pressure of these natural order wisdom questions, crumbles and says, I didn't know what I was thinking, Lord. I didn't know why I was asking all these questions. I'll keep my mouth shut at this point. Because the assumption, or at least the move, is if God has wisdom concerning the natural order, of course he's going to have wisdom when it comes to the moral order, when it comes to spiritual things, when it comes to stuff like suffering. Of course, God's going to have wisdom. So God answers Job, and Job's response is the only proper one: repentance, humility, and faith. He is silent, he repents, and he looks to God. We can learn so much from this, that when suffering happens, when life comes, when challenges show up, for which we have no answer, and we have no wisdom. It's like, Lord, we don't know why these things are taking place. The response is Job's response: repentance and faith. It's not to try to directly connect one thing to another, like the friends were trying to do, as if there's some sort of divine scale of justice, and when we tip it over into bad too far, well, we're going to get nailed by God. No, the response is, Lord, I don't know why I'm suffering, but I'm looking to you. I'm trusting you. Help, please. And God's faithful in that. And that's what we're going to see next time. Once God has sort of set things right, he has come to say, this is where wisdom lies. It lies with me. Look to me, trust me. And then we can see sort of like what Job's response means, not only for his life, but also for the life of his friends, as God sort of spends some time talking about that too. But that's next time. Thanks for joining me. Hope you all have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Take care.